What would happen if we stopped observing daylight savings time? Will Moon Knight be the best MCU series so far? And how is Morbius connected to the MCU? Well, we talk about all that and more on this episode of the Toddcast. Hello everyone and welcome to the Toddcast. As always, I'm your host, Todd McManus. This is probably one of the earliest recorded Toddcasts this year as of so far, even though it is only in April. There are only a few set of people that I would talk to early in the morning. One of them is with me here today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back for his 7th appearance here on the Toddcast. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. John Wright. John, how are you doing today?
Doing good. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. It is, even though it is 11 a.m., this is technically early for me.
No, it's very early.
So it feels good outside. Everything's going. But something important has happened more recently in your life. You have actually graduated college.
Yeah.
So congratulations to
Thank
that.
you.
You've got it finally done.
Thank you.
What does it feel like to be a college graduate?
Without direction.
Yeah.
What do I do now?
Yeah.
I've been in school all my life.
And that's it.
Now what?
Yeah, now you have to
Get a big boy job.
work for the rest of your life, get
Yeah.
paid, and then that's
Either that or be a mountain man and avoid the IRS, but
true.
which sounds really
Sounds
appealing.
awesome.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it.
It has been
For
considered.
all intents and purposes, this is a joke. I'm not avoiding paying taxes.
Yeah.
Do not audit me either to find out.
Do not even try. Do not audit me either. If you don't, I'm not a part of this. But you've graduated. Now it's time to go into the big world,
Yeah.
the adult world of working, getting paid,
And
taxes,
going back to school.
and going back to school. That's what you're going back to school?
Yeah, we're going for the PhD.
Oh, you're going to be a doctor?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to call you doctor?
Right. No, I'll just get people to call me like JB or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll be a professor in a class and be like, hey, don't worry about it. You know, every test is open book. Call me JB.
You're not going to be one of those teachers that gets offended when they don't call you doctor.
No.
You know, because a lot of them always do that.
No, those kind, they got a PhD for their ego.
True.
I don't think it matters that much. It's just...
And this one, they were the type of kids that were like 5 years old saying, I'm going to get a PhD.
Yeah.
And they knew what that was. I had no clue what a PhD was at the time when I was a kid.
Mine is more like I just want to make a lot more money.
Yeah.
The better degree you have,
True.
the better money you make. So
Make a lot of money with just the word doctor in front of your name.
exactly.
So, with all that being said, I think it's time for us to talk about one of our favorite, without a doubt, subjects of all time.
Food.
Other than like Marvel, Star Wars, and games and all that kind of stuff. Food. I mean, you need it to live and all that kind of stuff too.
It's delicious.
I wanted to ask you your opinion on a food rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's many rivalries in the world of restaurants and food and all that kind of stuff, being, you know, Buffalo Wild Wings against Wingstop or Applebee's against Chili's, you know, because you just take two restaurants that are different but kind of the same thing.
But Chili's is better.
True. I haven't been to Applebee's since I was like 4.
I went 2 nights ago.
Is it still bad?
It's still very bad.
They have a drive-through window at the one we have now.
Yeah, and it's very loud. They have a really loud bell in there. The ones you drive over, the little rope. It's loud, very annoying. The spinach artichoke dip was pretty good, but like aside from that, not a huge thing. Their chips, think about what a tortilla chip is, right?
Yeah.
That's not what it is. It's like a 4 to 5 inch long strip of tortilla chip, rectangular shape,
That's not a chip.
right?
No.
Like your normal chip.
Your
is
normal chip is triangle and
triangle,
smaller.
or you can have like the scoops that are in like
you just think of the chips that you normally get at typical Mexican restaurants.
or like Chili's.
Yeah.
No, that's not what it was. But it wasn't like Oh, it's just like, this is just a rectangle shape. There was also some like really small one that are like curled like pork skins, pork rinds. It's really weird. And it's hard to eat your spinach artichoke dip like that. Because you can't get the damn chip in your mouth. Like, it's too long to eat the whole thing,
you're basically,
but it's too wide to get in your mouth.
You're trying to pick up the dip with like a plate of a chip.
Yes, you got too much chip on your dip.
Yeah. And I haven't been to Apple. I want to go to Applebee's just to see. I feel like it's an experience you have to just be a part of.
Shouldn't waste your money. They didn't have air conditioner, Todd. They didn't have air conditioner.
Why? They're in Louisiana.
I went in there. I had worked all morning, working my garden. And then I had worked all night at my job. I am tired.
Yeah.
Todd, I want to go home and I want to sit in the air conditioner and I want to play video games. And I walk in here and I start sweating. I'm like, no, this is not what I signed up for. Going to Applebee's. And I sit down and it gets worse. I'm starting to eat. The food is warm, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want to be stinking while you're trying to eat your Applebee's.
No,
that's what was happening. I was full blown, had sweat, like, you know, when you can feel it coming down your side. Like, it was bad. They disappointed me.
I feel like
Chili's wouldn't let me down.
The only bad part about Chili's is that I feel like I've waited forever to get a table there.
Yeah.
That's the only bad part.
Much better than Applebee's. Yeah. But I waited forever in Applebee's and it was empty. So
they were waiting for the workers to get there.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to be at Applebee's.
Exactly.
They're just there to get paid. Like, I feel like the last time I went, I think I was literally like 4 or 5 years old. And which is like a lot of restaurants. Like, I went one time when I was a kid, and then my parents didn't like it, and I never went again. Mm-hmm. One of those situations. Yep. But I've talked about trying to maybe... I could probably do, like, some rivalries in the future. Like, I'll go to 2 different restaurants in the same week, and then see how they compare with each other. Like, go to Applebee's, and then go to Chili's.
Yeah.
But I always go to Chili's just... Their hamburgers are so good. Like, that's what I get.
I have tried everything at Chili's, and it's all so good.
Like
the fajitas,
the ribs,
baby back, baby back, baby back.
Any kind of like
baby back,
any kind of pasta that they have, I feel like is good. Their
salmon was
their
good.
Slider appetizers.
Oh, the big mouth bites
with the ranch on the burger too.
Oh, the buffalo wings. So I like the. It's like the sampler plate.
Yeah.
So I get the big mouth bites. I get the buffalo wings. I get the fried pickles. Oh my gosh. You put some fried pickles on your big mouth bites and then you put a buffalo wing on top of that.
Yeah.
It is delicious.
Yeah.
And then you got your chips and dip, but it's like the chips that are like 4 chips in one.
Oh yeah.
And you get a big scoop of
it's
dip
just
on there.
Real
and
big
it's like
crunch. Yeah.
You know, it's like you just shattered a hall of mirrors. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But then Applebee's. You're sweaty.
Applebee's is literally... Applebee's seems like they're always the restaurant next to a hotel.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
They have like partnerships.
Because it's like if you true. Like if you're like going to party or whatever and you're staying at the hotel and you're like, hey, let's get something close. Mm-hmm. Always the closest thing is always freaking Applebee's.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, do I want Applebee's? I can literally walk to it, or should I drive to go somewhere else? But another rivalry, which is literally down the road from it, that I want to talk about is Olive Garden versus Red Lobster. What do you have? Like, when was the last time you've been to either one of these? We can start with Olive Garden first. Like, when was the last time you've been to an Olive Garden? And what is your experience with Olive Garden?
Well, the last time I went to Olive Garden was before I was diabetic, because Olive Garden is carbs. There's bread, there's pasta.
Yeah. So we're talking like high
marinara.
School, pre-high school.
It was high school, yeah.
Okay.
And I couldn't walk when I left. I ate so many breadsticks.
Yeah.
It's probably why I'm diabetic. It was wonderful, you know?
Yeah. But you haven't been since because of that.
Yeah. I would love to. I love me some breadsticks.
Good old bread. And
yeah.
they're a million different types of pasta, and they're like customizable.
Soups.
And
I like a good like cheesy soup.
Yeah.
With some breadsticks in it. Yeah.
This is a lot there. I don't think I have ever been to an Olive Garden.
It's pretty good.
I've gotten the breadsticks from somebody who's got them.
Yeah.
And they would bring, and I think it was my mom or somebody, brought them home the same day and I had them. But if they stay the night and I try to eat them the next day, like my dad said, he said you could build a house out of them things after a day, after them just sitting out because they become like logs with how hard they are.
And that's because they freeze them.
True. It makes sense.
But you can put them in the oven, it'll straighten them out.
That's what I need to do is go to Olive Garden though. Like, because I've never been, and a lot of people say it's good, some people say it's not.
It's like fake fancy.
That's what I was wondering. What category is Olive Garden and Red Lobster? They're not fast food, but there's chains everywhere. They're a big chain. They're not fancy because it's not too expensive.
Yeah.
But it's still not in the fast food area. But they're sit down only.
Yes. Well, since COVID, they're not.
Yeah.
But
I don't think Olive Garden has a window.
they have glass plates, but like, you know,
It's not your grandma's fancy plates from the top shelf or nothing.
They're not going to be upset if you break a plate. You know?
Yeah, I mean it's Olive Garden.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what they classify as technically because they're in that weird middle area of just a sit down restaurant, not too fancy, but they're everywhere. But they're not fast food. But then like with Red Lobster, I've only been once.
See, I've been recently, and it's gone downhill. It's really gone downhill.
Because of COVID or just because it's Red Lobster?
I think it was because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
I used to go all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I was a kid. And I would get, they had like stuffed mushrooms, which was like massive portobello mushrooms.
Yeah.
They'd stuff them with like cheese and crab meat and all kinds of good stuff. Those were delicious.
Yeah.
And I'd get snow crab legs.
Yeah.
I'm like 5 years old eating this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I go back and probably like 2 months ago, they don't have the stuffed mushrooms anymore. They don't do it. I asked them, they were like, oh yeah, we stopped doing them. I'm like, I don't know how COVID affected your mushroom supply, but
I don't think
that's obscene.
Yeah.
The snow crab legs, they didn't have any of those because they can't. The supply chains were messed up on those. All they had was fried fish, fried shrimp,
and the biscuits.
They had the biscuits, but they didn't have enough. You know, like they're bringing biscuits, but
yeah, it's like here's three.
I want more.
Here's 3 biscuits. Just make them last.
Exactly. What else? They had fried oysters. Everything was fried. You could get like it's like a captain's plate or something like that, and that was like the captain's plate is everything that's fried, and then you have a plate that's like a piece of the captain's plate fried.
Oh, okay.
And then you can get some broccoli.
Yeah.
But it's like the whole menu was like that, or you can get a steak. You're not getting a steak at Red Lobster. That's just stupid.
Yeah. You go to like Outback or somewhere and get you a real steak.
Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
You know.
But I don't even remember what I ate when I went to Red Lobster because I was still like really young. Mm-hmm. I was probably close to I had to have been like 13, 14. So it's been like 6 or 7 years. Yeah. But it's never stuck out to me that's like, hey, let's go to Red Lobster. Mm-hmm. Or, hey, let's go to Olive Garden.
The only time I go is if I have a gift card. There's no time I'm going.
That's like
I'm
me
paying out of my own pocket.
That's like me with like Chick-fil-A because I really love Chick-fil-A. But the thing is, I get turned off because of the line.
Yes.
I don't want to wait that long
yes.
for that kind of food when I can literally go down the road and not wait in any line to go get like Cane's or Taco Bell or Sonic's over there. There's a Subway right there. Like KFC, yeah, I don't get KFC, but
it's not too bad.
The one here,
yeah, it's not too bad.
And here,
the one
in our town,
yeah.
I've only been once, but I got that. It was when COVID started, and I got the donut chicken sandwich.
I ain't never heard of that.
Well, it was the big piece of chicken. because they were trying to go up against Popeyes with their chicken sandwich because it was still new at the time, and they're still like wrapped around the road. So what KFC did, they introduced their own chicken sandwich that was like that, and then they did chicken and waffles, where you could get chicken and waffles, or they would put the chicken in between two waffles and make a sandwich out of it. Then they did it donut and chicken, to where I had the piece of chicken in between two donuts, and that's what I ate. And
somebody at the marketing team at KFC is just smoking way too much weed, because I would have never thought of donuts and chicken together.
I don't think the Colonel would have thought of that.
Honestly, though, but at that point, you should just put a chicken tender through the middle of the donut.
I thought that's what they were going to do, because you can get it either just chicken and donuts on the side in the box, or they could put it in as a sandwich together for you.
And I just know they went down the road to the dang donut shop and picked up some donuts.
I don't think I'm getting like literally KFC 7 herbs and spices donuts.
Yeah.
You know, like they're not cooking them things, and like just everywhere, because I'm eating chicken that's just falling apart, and then I got, sticky fingers from donuts and all that kind of mess.
It's a mess.
The sugar. Literally, fried chicken and donuts is literally what I'm eating. And I could not finish it because it was just too much. Like, I literally ate like half of it, I think. But
that's what I do instead of waiting an hour or a long line at the Popeyes, because Popeyes is always incredibly busy.
Well, it's because their inside, I'm pretty sure, isn't still open.
Yeah. It's the busiest Popeyes I've ever been to.
Don't know why. They can say because of COVID. They can say, and then I've talked about this before. They can say because they don't have enough people working. Well, you're not waiting tables at the Popeyes.
You're not.
All you got to do is whenever somebody leaves, you clean it, you clean the area for the next person, and then you walk back there and you're fine.
I think they're like me. If I had anything to say about it, no one would ever walk into my shop again.
Only drive-through.
I cannot stand helping customers. I don't want to look you in the eyes. I want to do whatever I got to do to make your food and then get you out of there.
Give me money and
don't
take
even
this food
sit down.
and get out of my place.
Oh my gosh. Because people are so finicky about their food. Oh my gosh. It is just like, I want my milkshake really thick. Okay, do you just want a scoop of ice cream? Do you want me to stick a straw in a scoop of ice cream?
That's really thick.
Because at that point, it's not a milkshake if you want it really thick.
You're drinking ice cream.
Do you just want me to cut some ice cream for you and then pour some milk over it? That's thick. I don't understand. If you want it really thin, you want a glass of milk?
Yeah.
With some strawberry in it?
A thin milkshake is just milk.
Right? I can't understand some people, and then some people they're like, oh, cut the icing off the top of my cupcake, but like leave a little bit, and like what is a little bit to you? Like half the icing? Do you want just like a little scrape of it on top?
Yeah, do you want literally like take a butter knife and just spread the icing on it like that?
Why don't you take your own icing off?
Yeah, just buy it.
That way you know how much icing that you want on that cupcake.
And then y'all don't have to throw away half the thing of icing away.
Yes, you're paying for the icing regardless.
Yeah.
Even if you just buy the muffin, you're paying for the icing. Take it home, scrape it off yourself like a man, and stop being so...
And just let your kid eat that icing, because they definitely will.
But give it to your dog. I don't care.
Yeah, they're fine with it. It doesn't kill them.
There is so much stuff like, oh my gosh. Sprinkles? Don't even get
I know
started
a lot of
sprinkles.
people don't like sprinkles, because a lot of people say sprinkles is like the glitter of the food world.
It's powdered sugar that's colorful.
Yeah.
Why do you want it on your ice cream? It's just adding more sugar, but it's like crunchy sugar.
Like, I understand if it's on like the cupcakes.
It's not flavor.
Yeah. It's just a little bit of a crunch.
You ever eaten fondant straight out of the bucket?
No.
That's all it is. Like, fondant is not good.
Fondant is not good.
It's disgusting. Sprinkles is just fondant, but like not together. You know, it's just little pieces.
It's just like scattered fondant is all it is.
I can see putting some Oreos, you know, on top of your ice cream. I can see putting some Reese's, some M&Ms even.
Oh, M&Ms is the best.
Colorful.
It's awesome.
You know?
Because they're chocolate filled
right.
with the shell, and they're all different colors,
exactly.
you know, for the look. And then and they can get down in the bottom too, and it's also good. Like with
Mix
Sonic.
it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's why my favorite blast from Sonic is the M&M. So
what is appealing about sprinkles?
I don't know, because if it was really good, they would have a sprinkles blast at Sonic,
Exactly.
you know, which would be stupid. But like,
and you've got different kinds of sprinkles too. You've got your Jimmies, which are like the hot dog looking ones.
Yeah.
You've got your Bobbies, which are like they're balls. They're
those are the ball ones.
Yeah,
because you got a cupcake like that. That's the birthday cake one.
Yes, and then you've got your Sandies. They're all named after someone: Jimmy, Bobby, and Sandy.
Okay.
Your Sandies look like sand. There's
yeah, those are the really little ones. That's like actual glitter.
Yes, it is. There's nothing appealing about any of them.
True.
The Jimmies, they're like literally it's powdered sugar. The Bobbies, that's like eating dirt, and the Sandies, that's like eating sand.
Yeah.
I don't understand people
because they're just flavorless.
Yes.
Addition.
It doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense sometimes just to make it look good.
Yeah.
Like you can make it look real pretty and all that, but then if you want, like with ice cream, when I was a kid, I would get sprinkles sometimes because we used to have a TCBY over in Western Row. I would go there and get, my favorites were either rainbow, because it was so good, and cotton candy.
Yes.
And then sometimes I would get sprinkles on it just because as a kid, I feel like that's such a kid thing, is sprinkles.
Now, with kids, that's perfectly fine because, you know...
Because they love the color, and to them, they don't care. You know, it's just an extra thing to eat because they're just eating all the sugar anyway. So.
Yeah, it just makes it more appealing. So they'll finish their damn ice cream and not throw it away in my trash can and make me have to tote out some liquid milk. Oh my gosh. I cannot stand. Somebody will buy a $7 milkshake, drink half of it, and then turn it upside down in the trash can and leave it.
Like it's a sink, you know. Like I don't even do that at home. I don't do that at home with liquids because what if you're picking it up and taking it out and then it busts?
Exactly.
And then you have
have a small hole in your trash bag or something. But like no, normal people, like I'll give it to you, 18 and up. If you buy sprinkles on your ice cream, I want to fight you. I have seen people of every age get sprinkles. I've seen 75-year-old women like, can you add some sprinkles?
Yeah.
Or like, have you seen the pearls on top of like the wedding cake?
Oh yeah.
Those?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Those are like rocks.
That is literal rocks.
Yeah.
There is no way I would do anything with those. Like it's not appealing.
And my favorite,
it's disgusting.
My favorite is either the birthday cake or the wedding cake because I'm just like a plain white on white icing and cake kind of guy. Well, with the wedding cake, if you put that thing in the fridge and then you try to eat it right after, those little ball things will choke you because they're just literal pearl rocks just sitting on there.
People ask me to put more on them. Like we put like a little
like put them as their sprinkles or whatever.
Yeah, they want to roll the top of the cupcake in. And I don't understand that. I don't even know. Like, do you want teeth in 5 years?
Yeah, because you're just putting basically you're putting armor on this cupcake.
Do you want teeth in 5 minutes? Because that's what that's going to do to you.
It's going to full cartoon and have just chipped teeth everywhere.
Oh my god!
But I went to Small Cakes recently, and I always like that they that they'll cook them all. You always get them ready in the morning and then just sell them as they go, you know. And then if they're all gone, all that kind of stuff, and ice cream.
Oh, and you ought to hear about that. People come in. We close at 9.
Yeah.
They'll come in at like 8:45, and they're like, "Are you gonna make any more?" I'm like, "No,
we got 15 minutes left."
No. They're like, "Why are you selling out?" I'm like, "Because that's the way capitalism works." Supply and demand. If you want cupcakes, you come when we have them.
Yeah, Small Cakes is literally a first come, first serve type place.
Exactly, and we're not going to make enough to keep everything fully stocked up for a day that we can't predict. You know, we're not going to be able to tell, oh, there's going to be, $3,000 in sales today. So we're going to make this amount of cupcakes.
Yeah.
Well, the next day it might be $1,000. That's a third of what we made the last day. So you can't predict that for one.
And if you make a bunch, that's a lot to waste.
That is a lot. Like every cupcake is, so we sell them for $4. I think we maybe make $1 profit on them. Yeah. So the icing is really expensive. The cake mix, it's not too expensive, but you have a lot of things that go into it. You got eggs, you got the mix, you got oil, sour cream. A lot of things go into it.
Yeah.
That's a lot to waste. You expect me to waste like 27 dozen cupcakes just so you can get one wedding cake at the end of the night? No, that's not happening. People do that all the time, and they want to complain about it. I'm like, dude, I just work here.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
I'm not Mr. Small Cake.
Exactly. Get ice cream and shut up. Put your sprinkles in a cup and just eat that. I don't care. Don't come in here and talk to me about what you want.
Yeah.
Come at a reasonable hour, you know?
Like, I understand you want something like a dessert at night because of that time, but if you want a dessert and Small Cakes ain't open and they're literally closing, running out, right there, 2 steps away is a Sonic.
Exactly. Not only that, they be coming over to us for milkshakes. I'm like, dude, you get a Sonic Blast or a milkshake for like a third of the price you get a milkshake from here. You just like watching me make a milkshake, dude.
Yeah, they're just watching you make it. Literally get a cheaper one from the fast food joint down the road.
Like if you come in here and you just get a strawberry shake. Now I can see getting like a brownie cheesecake shake. They ain't got that at Sonic.
Yeah, you got to get a specialty shake.
Exactly.
If you want a shake.
But you come in and get vanilla shake, vanilla bean shake. Oh my gosh.
Just flat out normal.
Why would you do that?
Vanilla bean.
Another thing, chocolate. If you get a chocolate shake, there's no need. Like our chocolate is not even good. I've tried. I make the ice cream. I've tried to make it good. I've tried to put chocolate cake mix in it. Maybe that'll help it. The cocoa powder just makes it bitter and disgusting.
True.
And you can't fix it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it, but it's too far gone. But I mean, like now see this. And if you get a cupcake shake, that's different too. Like that's one of our things. It's the cupcake smash and the cupcake shake. And if you get a cupcake shake and you want a chocolate one of those, you get vanilla bean and you get a chocolate cream. That fudge icing turns that ice cream into chocolate.
Yeah.
And that's the best shake you can eat anywhere. Like it's literally the best thing ever.
Y'all do the same thing with the shake as you do with the smash?
The smash is the cupcake cut in half, 2 scoops of ice cream between it.
I do know that.
Shake, scoop of ice cream in the bottom of the cup. You take your cupcake, turn it upside down, icing down. If you have your icing up, it'll splatter all over you.
True.
That's a little trick there if you ever want to make a cupcake shake.
Yeah, you gotta do cupcake up.
And then you put an ice cream scoop on top of that. And
it's like we're just reverse smash, basically.
Yes.
You're just reversing the ice cream. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Because I like the smash is one of the better dessert ideas ever that I've heard of.
Believe it or not, I've never had one.
That makes sense, honestly.
I've tried every milkshake I've ever made.
Yeah.
Like new flavors. I'm not trying a strawberry milkshake. Jeez.
Just a flat out.
But that's how I know that the chocolate cream vanilla is good. That's the only one that like I can fully say is amazing no matter who you are. Like,
yeah.
It is so good. It's got vanilla in it. It's got chocolate in it, you know. It's got some cake in it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's just the best of both worlds all in one, you know.
Yes.
I've tried the smash, I think, once or twice, and it's good, but it's also one of those that you have to eat quick because that bottom cupcake is just gonna be full sog.
Yes.
But if you try to walk out and like, hey, we're gonna get a smash, I'm gonna walk out and take it home with me. Well, the top cupcake will be fine.
Yeah.
It'll start sinking into the ice cream, and then you're just going to have the top piece of a cupcake floating in milk, and then you're just going to have some real bready milk at the bottom.
And that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. If I have... Okay, so you know how, like, nurses, right? They're like, salt of the earth. They're always helping people.
Yeah.
They're absolutely horrible when it comes to food. They want the most complicated things you can imagine.
Yeah.
They'll come in and they'll be like, I want my cupcake cut in half, but like diagonally. What? Diagonally?
Like from corner to corner?
Exactly.
And there's no corners on the cupcake.
Exactly. Then make that into a smash. But hear me out. I want it cupcake, ice cream, cupcake, ice cream, ice cream. What?
I don't think this ain't like Build-A-Bear for
that doesn't
cupcakes.
that doesn't make any sense. But no, this is happening because they sent one of their friends with a note, and the friend's trying to figure it out, but the friend doesn't know what the note means. So the friend's got to call them, and then she reads the next one. She's like, "Oh, I got to call this person too." So it's like a 30 or 40-minute ordeal when a nurse comes in with her friend's orders.
Yeah.
So it makes me really happy when they get all that. And the first smash I've made, it's already liquid. So it's ruined.
Yeah.
I know when by the time she gets back, she puts those smashes in her hot cart. By the way, we don't have drink carriers. So she's got to try to carry out 8 smashes in her arms.
You got to try to carry out all of them and hopefully have enough cup holders.
That's on purpose. We do that because we don't want you coming in there and buying that many smashes.
Yeah.
You need that many people to hold them.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to get people to come in.
Yeah.
But you put those all in your hot car and you go and drive to the hospital. All those are melted. They're disgusting.
Yeah.
You should have got a shake, you nasty, disgusting human being. And it makes me happy to know
that she walks in. She's like, "I got the smashes for all y'all." And walks in,
and they're all so sad.
A cup filled with just milk at this point, with just floating cupcake all in the middle, and like they could put them in the freezer, but then. What is that going to taste like?
Exactly.
When you have now disgusting. Ice cream with just like...
Have you ever had like it's melted ice cream and you put it back in the freezer and it like crystallizes?
Yeah.
That's because you weren't stirring it, right?
Yeah.
And it's got that like... It's got a weird texture, freezer burnt almost.
That does not taste good.
It's really bad.
I've done that with Sonic Blast before, and leave them and just forget about them in the freezer, and then come back, and the whole thing just does not taste good because it just tastes old, is what it tastes like. Like, it's still ice cream, and then some of it, you leave them too long, and they get that weird film on the top of it that's not, like, slimy or whatever, you know, but it's just... And that's at the point where it's like, I just gotta throw this away because it's just gross at this point.
Exactly.
But it's like, I don't want to eat it, like, you can eat it quick enough to where before it gets too melty. But then again, like, for me, and I know a lot of people have always been against this, is that I don't like milk. I can't drink it. I don't know why. I've tried to like it. So I've tried all strawberry, chocolate, regular, fat-free. I've tried every percentage. None of it's good to me. So I'm like, so whenever ice cream melts into the milk stuff, I know it's not actual milk, but it still does not.
It's got a lot of milk in it.
It doesn't have that appeal to me. And I don't know why. That's just me. But like a milkshake is decent to me, you know. I'll get one as long as it's got really good flavor, you know. I'm not like getting, you know, like you said, a bland vanilla bean milkshake or whatever, you know. I gotta get like they have at the Sonic right now, the cake batter shakes. They're back. The yellow cake batter and the brownie batter. Have you ever had one of those?
Not from Sonic. I've had one that I made.
Was it a brownie batter one? Or
I've made a brownie batter one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I do know that multi-time guest here, Jaron, is a big fan of the brownie batter shake. He wants them to put it on the permanent menu.
Well, you need to tell him to come down to Small Cakes when I make the ice cream, because I make brownie batter ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah. But like, it's so like Small Cakes is it's a treasure of a place of what it is, because of there's like not many that you can find. Like, and then they got these new I don't know if it's new, but I see everybody going there. The crumble cookie. Is that good?
I haven't been. I've heard it's really good.
Because there's one not close here.
Yeah.
Like, it's in Vicksburg or Jackson, I think.
Yeah. I you know, that's how Small Cakes was, like, when it came out. All the girls, they'd go there, they'd take their pictures, they'd put it on their Instagram and Snapchat stories. Yeah. It's like, oh, you take a boomerang of the box. Oh, we're opening the box.
Yeah, and then it's
just the cupcakes.
Back and forth and all that.
You can see it. They used to do that. They'll get over crumble soon enough. It's just...
And then more crumble will start popping up to where more people will go. Like,
it's just like the bundt cakes. They did that with them. And
It's just crumble cookie is just a trend.
Get over yourself.
And it's literally, I don't understand it.
Do drugs.
Dude.
Send me a boomerang of you snorting a line of coke. I'll send it to the DEA. We'll handle this, so we can get you off the face of the earth with your boomerangs of bunk cakes and small
and
cakes,
your crumble cookies and all that.
Jesus.
But crumble cookie is so weird to me because it's literally, I don't know how much it is. It's probably expensive.
Probably.
Because you're buying a box with 6 cookies that are quote unquote specialty, and you're literally buying 6 cookies that are just big.
Speaking of which,
What?
we make specialty cookies, sell them for $1.25 each. I can put anything you can imagine in a cookie and make it taste good.
Yeah.
I'll sell it for $1.25. I'll make way more money than crumble cookies.
Yeah.
Like I've made, we made some. We put Heath toffee bits in it.
Oh.
We put, you know those like caramel cubes, that like old people have?
Oh, the old people candy.
You put that to the center of it, and you let it melt throughout the cookie while it cooks. Put some pretzels in it.
Oh.
And then you sprinkle a little salt on top. When it comes out, you pour some caramel on top of it. That is a delicious cookie. I sell it for $1.25.
That's delicious just from the sounding of
It
it.
is so good.
Yeah.
And I get anything you can imagine I can do. Oh my gosh. I don't understand why, like, that specialty. I'm sure it's probably like $12 a box. Something like that. It's probably an obscene amount
It's
of money.
got to be because of the way it's it's for the presentation
Yeah.
and all that. Like the same way with small cakes and the cupcakes in the box, and and the cupcakes are always good.
Yeah.
It's the same way, but with just a big cookie, and there's like 6 of them, And I always see them open them up, and I'm like, I could eat like 4 of them, like all together. Like this can't be this good, because it's just a trend, is all it is.
We're not about ourselves so much that we're like putting cookies in a box and we're like, look how pretty it is. We'll put them in a bag and we'll say, eat it.
Yeah,
That's all you gotta do. It's good.
Yeah,
just eat it.
And like
the cupcakes, that's
those, because you're icing cupcakes, right? That's an art.
Yeah.
I mean, even making ice cream, it's an art to get it down, get flavors mixed together right and stuff like that, make it look pretty on top.
And you can't put too much of this or too much of that, because it's
Yeah.
literally like you're a mad scientist back there making all this.
And I am. I am very mad about everything.
Experimenting and all this kind of stuff.
But cookies, you cannot predict how they're going to turn out. You
No.
put them into the oven.
They could be god awful.
It could look like Florida. You know, it's good. You made a ball, but it ended up looking like a crooked neck eye. Right? I don't know.
But like, because so many people, like a lot of people have messed up different cookies and stuff, and if you leave them in there for a little bit too long, they're burnt. And
that
all
is an
kind of
art
stuff.
too. Being able to cook your cookies right.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do, and I'm a master. I will say
The cookie master.
I can cook the hell out of some cookies.
I gotta get me a cookie from Small Cakes now.
Yes, you do. It's the best cookie ever.
I didn't even know y'all had cookies.
I don't even want you to like come put money into our business. I'm just saying the cookies are delicious. Like that's the best cookie ever. I won't buy any cookie from anywhere else because
not even crumble cookie.
No, because I can go to Small Cakes and pick up some cookies.
Yeah,
and I don't like milk either.
Yeah,
like I'm not just drinking a straight glass of milk. But you take those cookies, you take like 3 cookies and you stick it into the bottom of a cup and you pour some milk on it. Oh my gosh, you're drinking cookie. It's like a cookie milkshake.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's literally amazing.
I gotta get me one now because I did not know.
But you might as well get a bag of 6 because we give you one for free in that bag of 6. You only pay $5 for a bag of 6.
I'm gonna do that.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna have to stop by the Small Cakes then and get me some cookies.
And we're only doing soft cookies. We don't do those crunchy whatever. It's like a British biscuit. We don't do that junk.
Oh, okay. I like a good softer cookie. Yes. If it takes effort to break my cookie in half with my teeth, then it's either burnt or they're trying to really overdo themselves. Yes. You know, like because I've always said the best cookie place of all time for me was Great American Cookie in the mall. Of course, but
Speaking
one,
of
it's in the mall.
Have you heard of the controversies about them?
No, what'd they do?
They got in trouble for having rats.
In the place?
Yeah. Well, I can say it probably wasn't just Great American Cookie. All of the places in the mall have rats.
Oh.
They just don't want you to know. And you can't get me for libel because it's true. I'm not slandering.
Get the health inspector to go check it out. You know?
But no, we hear all like bakery, tea, all that junk.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
Y'all are
go
all
there
in
again.
the.
Don't go there.
Y'all are in the inside.
Don't go to Small Cakes either. Like I'm not trying to like put one down and put the other one up.
Yeah.
Everyone sucks. I hate everything. But
Yeah.
don't go there.
Yeah, true.
You don't need Salmonella, E. coli all in together.
Can y'all make a cookie cake?
We do all the time.
What have I been doing with my
I
life?
have no clue. We make cookie cakes all the time. We make brownies, like brownie cakes.
God,
Like you know,
I'm an idiot.
You think about like what a cookie cake looks like.
Yeah.
We can do that with a brownie. And Todd, our brownies are delicious too.
Why am I just now finding out Small Cake cooks everything?
Hear me out. We'll take a brownie and we'll put icing on top of it to make it look like.
Okay, now you're just like opening the multiverse of
Right.
everything right
Right.
now. You're literally the purple crack in the sky is opening for all of this.
So anything you can imagine, any cupcake we make, we do that with a brownie. So we'll put some strawberry icing on top of it.
I just need to go to Small Cakes and just ask for literally anything.
Yeah, some whipped cream and then some fresh strawberries at the top. You think the Southern Turtle Cupcake? We'll put some caramel, some pecans, some fudge, some caramel drizzle. We'll do everything. I have made some weird ass brownies, I'll tell you what. And I don't understand half the people that come in there and order things. Some of them will come asking for like peanut butter, cookies and cream, strawberry, and caramel all in the one. Like that's a weird
That's
request.
like a garbage can of stuff,
Right?
you know? Like that's
it's
literally
to sweep the kitchen, but like
but dessert.
mop the kitchen, you know?
That's what y'all should start.
That's the power of Pine-Sol, baby.
Yeah, just do a mop the kitchen. That would be, that's a great one. I would like one mop the kitchen.
But yeah, our cookie cakes are pretty good too. They're thick.
I
They're,
need
like,
to get one because
really
like
thick.
cookie cake, like yeah, I love cake. Normal cake is awesome. Cookie cake, I think, is just my best kind of cake.
Hey, call and place an order.
Like
We do 10-inch. If you just want a small one.
No, I need like a 20-inch.
I think we do like 24-inch. You can get whatever you want on written
Can
on
you
it.
stack them?
Yes.
Okay, then
We
that's,
do double doozy cookie cakes.
I need that's my.
we
favorite.
could probably do a triple doozy.
Well, I know that Great American Cookie did that unicorn cake, which is like 5 layers.
Mm-hmm.
But you can probably do that.
You know,
And each layer of icing was a different color. That's why it was called the unicorn.
I know the lady who makes the cookie cakes. She's our manager.
Yeah.
What I really want you to do is call, and this will probably screw everyone up. Call and ask for like a quadruple, quintuplet doozy
Yeah.
cookie cake. So like 7 layers. You know, keep going. Be like, how many layers can I get put into this cookie cake?
I would ask them. I would definitely call and ask. How many layers can I get on a cookie cake?
Exactly. Like, you know, like a tier cake, but
Yeah.
you do it with a cookie cake. And
Yeah.
you can do a different layer of ice, different kind of icing in every layer. Whoever took your order, it's going to be a front worker. Like, it's going to be somebody who's getting $10 an hour. They're not.
Yeah.
They just work there.
Yeah.
Right? Whoever takes that order, it's going to be you're going to blow their mind, for one.
Yeah.
But the manager who has to make it, she's going to be so pissed off. And it's going to be hilarious because I'm going to hear about it. So please just call in and be like, can you do 7-layer doozy with a cookie cake?
It's going to be like $100.
It won't be. I want to say it's only like, for if you did like a 10-inch, I don't think it might be like $12 after tax. It's not that
For like
expensive.
7 layers?
No.
Oh,
for one layer.
Okay.
They don't charge you for the icing. They only charge you for the cake, for the cookie
Okay.
part. So if you do Yeah, she might charge you for the icing at that point,
Okay.
though.
I honestly think so because I'd be using I'm literally using 6 to 7 layers of icing.
Yeah, but you got to call up there. This will piss her off too. Be like, I need to speak to the manager. I need to take an order. They'll be like, okay.
I feel like that always confuses and scares any of the front workers of any restaurant or anywhere.
No.
When I say, can I speak to the manager? Like, yeah, they always freak out.
If they call in and ask that, normally I don't care. I'm like, yes, you can. I don't want to be on the phone with you right now. But if they're in there in person, they're like, I want to speak with the manager. I'm like, she's not here. She can be there. She's not though.
Just hiding in the kitchen right there.
She left 4 hours ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's how it always is. But yeah, our manager absolutely loves it. I'm being sarcastic. She loves when people call and they're like, hey, I need to speak to the manager to take an order. Because all of us can take orders.
Yeah.
But customers only think that the manager
They only think the manager can
Yeah.
actually take an order.
Because
good.
I don't know what a star tip icing bag looks like. You know,
Yeah.
I can't. Oh, pink? That's a color? You want happy birthday written in pink? Oh my gosh. Here's something else. They have different colors of pink. They got like pastel, like hot pink.
There's like a blush pink, you know.
I'd have never known it. Oh my gosh.
There's more than just regular colors.
But the manager, she knows.
She the manager went to school in this.
Yeah.
She knows everything.
So anyone here, call Small Cakes Monroe, North 18th Street, 1621 North 18th Street, and ask for the manager and take an order. Don't say I sent you that.
I gotta do that now, and then she'll hear about it and know that, and you'll know it's me.
Yeah, I'll text you. I'll know it's you.
But
She'll be pissed.
but literally one of the workers and the customers in on it.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to get a cookie cake then because, like, I think usually I'll probably end up getting one for like my birthday for the past couple of years, and I'm definitely gonna get one this year then.
Yeah.
And
You should get something crazy written on top of it too. Like just figure out.
you know what I should
do?
I should get them to do. I would be like, can I speak to the manager and be like, I'm gonna get a picture. And I want you to recreate the Toddcast logo in icing.
what they'll do probably is they'll get you an edible picture. They'll just take
okay.
They'll get you to send a picture to them.
Yeah.
And they can print it out onto like edible paper, and they'll
like
put
that fondant type stuff too.
It's not fondant.
Is it good?
It's so
because it's just like paper.
It's rice paper.
Okay.
It's not good. I would take it off and throw it away if I were eating it.
Yeah.
You know. But
I've had it before with a cake because for my 18th birthday, I had the Sonic logo on a cake.
They'll ask you if that's what you want to do, but you can probably convince them to do it in icing. You know, if you call early enough ahead, if you give them enough time, they'll do it.
And if she's an artiste on it too, so that's got to be good because if I literally call in and ask like I'm gonna get a logo of my podcast on the top of a cookie cake,
do it.
But speaking of food, I think it's now time that we get to a little bit of a review.
Okay.
We have 2 different flavors of these things called snack rings. My parents were on vacation recently, and they got these from Buc-ee's. They're called Buc-o's. They're snack rings, they're just Funyuns, but they have different flavors, even though one of them is a sweet onion flavor. We can start with that, I guess.
All right.
So, sweet onion. Let's see the back.
Just ran out of caffeine-free Diet Coke.
I've been out of normal Diet Coke. One serving, 250 calories per serving.
That's a whole bag.
Oh.
Yeah,
I was about to say 250 calories per serving. 5 grams of sugar, 36 grams of total carbs, all that kind of stuff. You know. Oh, there's potassium and calcium in here, so we're good. So, Buc-o's sweet onion snack rings. Very crunchy.
I think we left them sitting out too long. They're kind of moist. Like they collected the humidity in the air.
Probably. They're still not bad, though.
It's like a less flavorful Funyun.
Yeah, but Has a little bit of spice to it too. That's there.
Just this one though. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Some of them are S-shaped.
Oh. Yeah, these are really good. Like, I like them.
I'd eat them.
So, I would too. So on the scale that's 0 to 100 with no decimals, we'll do like we did before, which is you give a score, I give a score, and we take the average, and that's the actual score. So from 0 to 100, where do you think these land? Sweet onion buckos.
I'll give it a 69.
Okay. I understand that. It's good. It's not, for me, it's like once you get close to in the 50s and below, that's when it's like bad, spit it out, and then like 20s is like I'm about to vomit, But these are good. Like I would actually eat these probably. I like onions, They
have layers.
True. I think I'm gonna give them I'll give them a 75, honestly. So we'll do that. Score of 72 for the sweet onion snack rings.
Not too bad.
So now we have, what flavor are these? Sweet Heat Barbecue. I don't know what's with them with the sweet, because everything's got sweet in the name. But when it comes to chips, are you a barbecue chip guy? Do you have a specific flavor of like Lay's or something that you really enjoy?
I don't normally eat Lay's.
Okay.
But I do enjoy like maybe 10 barbecue chips at a time. And then it starts to burn my mouth. But like not like a spicy burn, just like a you ate pineapple kind of burn.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a weird sensation. But I can eat a couple of them and really enjoy them.
Yeah, and they're really good. Like Ruffles has some barbecue chips that are decent. Lay's are actually kind of good. It's just, you only get half the bag with Lay's.
Yeah.
And then like barbecue Fritos are pretty good. So we got Sweet Heat Barbecue Buckos. Let's see if these are any good. Oh.
I don't taste the sweet.
I taste the heat.
I do taste the heat.
Good Lord. Oh, Lord Almighty. Oh, keep it rolling for the...
It does have some pepper in it.
Oh, Lord, yes it does.
Todd's taking a little break.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to need some strawberry lemonade.
You should try to eat more than one at a time.
Good Lord.
It does get spicier.
God, I don't doubt it. Like, when it comes to the two senses of food, I always compare hot and sour.
What do you think is the spice in this?
Paprika.
All right. Touche.
Because I always know that the stuff that always gets to me is freaking paprika. And I don't know why. If I didn't think of that, I was about to say ghost pepper.
Well, I'll tell you, ghost pepper is so hot that it doesn't even have a flavor. It's just like pain.
It's just literally hot.
Just pain.
Yeah.
But like, I take that back. The first half a second that you put one of these in your mouth, that's what a ghost pepper tastes like, but multiply it by 1,000.
Oh.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
How many carbs do those have?
1 gram.
You mind if I have one of those?
Yeah. They're in the door and in there. Well, oh gosh, I need to keep drinking. Like I said earlier, I always compare that you could, like, there's two types of people. You're either really good at taking hot stuff or you're really good at taking sour stuff.
I'm both.
You're both. I am not. I can take sour stuff way better than I can take heat.
You know the Buffalo Wild Wings Spicy Wings Challenge?
Mm-hmm.
I won it.
You did?
I did.
Is it like it's really that spicy?
Not really.
Yeah.
It's probably got paprika in it.
Well, then I can't handle it.
But I say this, I haven't done it in a while. If I did it right now, I'd probably be like, it's a little spicy.
Yeah, you would be dying a little bit.
It did make my nose run. But I'd do it again.
These have coated my tongue in some heat, and I am.
I might be a masochist. I don't know.
Probably. But I've never been a fan of really hot stuff, you know. Oh, thank God.
Oh, it got in my nose.
Oh,
I breathed it in.
they're really in there. Get some onion ones to ease my nerves.
Yeah, take an onion break real quick.
Oh, Lord.
I'm sure it's really great to just listen to the crunch.
If anybody out there has a problem with listening to people eat, I apologize for that. But
And for the next 10 seconds of the podcast, it's going to be an ASMR experience. So, here you go.
Jesus Christ, man! I got the headphones on, so he's right up in my ear.
It's delicious.
Oh, Lord. God, it just pierced my brain.
It's finger licking good.
Oh, no. Oh, jeez. God almighty. Oh, golly. I'm going to be bleeding here in a minute. God. Crunched my soul.
You don't just feel really sleepy now? Like you're really relaxed?
I feel like I need to get a restraining order. So with these sweet heat, what do you think about them?
I gave it an 82.
Jesus.
I like the spicy. You know, when I eat beef jerky, I'm eating spicy beef jerky.
Yeah, you're getting the real hot with the red flakes all on it.
The
Type
old
beef
trapper
jerky.
with the red flakes. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I love it.
God, it's not that high for me. I mean, they're good. They have a good flavor. Cause like I can handle the heat as long as it's got a good flavor to it. Like I've always been a fan of buffalo wings because I really like the taste of buffalo. There's some heat to it for me.
You know, buffalo does taste really good.
But it's just that. What would I give them? I think I'd have to give like an even 70, right under the onions, because the onions they taste really good now because they're helping me get over this heat.
I almost would increase mine a little bit for the onions,
Oh,
just because I've eaten those. Like, there's a precursor flavor in my mouth. You know?
yeah.
Maybe if it was like half the flavor in those and half the flavor.
There you go, 2 rings. We got sweet heat barbecue stacked on sweet onion. Because the onion will ease the heat a little bit.
Try
I'm
it.
going to stack it.
We gotta rate these two afterwards.
Okay, together?
Yeah.
Here, let me get one of these bad boys. It takes the heat away.
It does.
That's better.
I think so too.
Well, I'm gonna add that. So the average of barbecue is 76. Now we're gonna do both. So with both of the onion and the barbecue together in your mouth, what are you thinking?
I would say like probably like an 89.
I'm gonna go all the way up to just 79. So that evens out to a solid 84. The highest rated out of these two is both of them together.
Yes. which doesn't make too much sense.
Not really, but I mean, we just made a new flavor for them.
Yeah.
Just do the onions and just sprinkle all this barbecue stuff on it. Just put some paprika in there.
We're on a Pringles commercial right now.
I mean, we literally just had sweet heat barbecue onion is what the flavor of this is.
Yes.
Just put it all together. But that's really good. 72 for onion, 76 for barbecue, and 84 for both of them. So I'm gonna actually get another one here. They're just really good. So we talked about this a little bit before. We've talked about it. Actually, I think one of the first times you were on, we talked about Assassin's Creed
Valhalla.
right before it came out.
Yes.
I have played it, but not finished it. Mm-hmm. It's been a while.
I finished it right after it came out.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's really
and I don't remember it.
Long. Yeah.
It was long.
It's quite a large game. I recently, I told you this, I bought the Ezio collection for Xbox.
Which is all amazing, every game.
Oh yeah, because it's just 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. Mm-hmm. I have not finished 2 yet because I'm playing it first, I guess.
And 2, I've looked up lists. 2 is considered at least to be in the top 5, sometimes top 3, sometimes the best one.
Yeah,
they've made.
Like a lot of people, who are fans of the OG ones and haven't played any of the new ones will say either 2. When I was a kid, Brotherhood was my favorite, because it still holds up. 2 definitely does because of the amount of stuff to do, because of how big it is.
Yeah.
But
I always really like the history aspect of everything. So like, if it's something I already know a good bit of history on,
yeah,
I just love playing it.
Yeah.
Like,
because you're seeing a bunch of famous people known and all that. Like with 2, the guy who always helps you upgrade your stuff is Da Vinci.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then with 3 in the American Revolution, you're going around
George Washington,
George, and all the famous
John
people
Adams.
in that area.
You had what was the guy's name? Benedict Arnold.
Yeah, and then
the traitor.
and then you play Black Flag, and you actually, I think you do meet Blackbeard at one point.
What's the one's name? I forget her name. It's the woman that she pretended to be a man, and she was a pirate.
What was her name?
Anne Bonny?
I think so.
Does that sound
I feel like Anne is correct.
Yeah. I want to say it's Anne Bonny. I could be wrong.
But she's in it, it's different people and all that. And then Black Flag itself is also considered
an amazing game.
Probably the best. 2, Black Flag, all of them are considered the best.
I remember never being more excited in my life than I was when Black Flag came out.
Oh, yeah.
I went to GameStop the day it came out and bought it.
I bought the Game Guide book for that game.
I did too.
Like that thick one,
Well, no, I think what I did is I pre-ordered it.
Oh, okay.
And you got the Game Guide book with it.
Okay.
Once you pre-ordered it. But this was before, I want to say I was like 11.
Yeah, it was.
I don't remember how old I was.
I'll look up when it came out.
But Mom had to drive me to go pick it up. And
yeah.
I remember that. We picked it up for... I want to say we went and ate at Applebee's that night. I really think so, because I can remember sitting in the Applebee's parking lot, looking across the street. Lowe's is in front of me, and I've got the game in my hand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mom, I want to go home. Why are we at Applebee's? And I think that's where it started. I think that's why I hate Applebee's, because I couldn't
Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag released October 29th, 2013.
2013, okay.
It will be 9 years this year that this game comes out.
And it still holds up, still gorgeous.
Well, it's because it's so like honestly, I can say this without a doubt. Black Flag really spawned all of the newer pirate-based games.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for this game being open world, Assassin's Creed,
that was the precursor.
yeah,
It
like
really was.
the big game that a lot of people play now, like Sea of Thieves, wouldn't have been a thing without Black Flag.
What pirate games can you think of before Black Flag? Like
The only other pirate games that you can really think of were any that, unless they had like terrible scroller Pirates of the Caribbean games based off the movies, or
maybe Lego Pirates of the Caribbean.
yeah, and then like terrible like 40 people multiplayer games that were between like, oh, you could fight as the pirates or the British or whatever, you know, and that kind of stuff. But other than that, Black Flag was really the biggest pirate game that has ever come out.
Yeah.
Still 9 years later, here we are still talking about it, because I remember going to Walmart and we got it, and then they had this big book that was on one of the stands, and they had like the game magazines there. They had other game guides for like Black Flag, and then probably other games that were around at that time. And I got it, and I was like, because you know, this is before we had a phone.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't Google where is this certain collectible on this item. I had to read and look at the pictures of this book.
Speaking of which, that is, I take that for granted now. Like, I don't. It's hard to. It felt like back then that was like a golden age of video gaming where you had to figure things out. And now, if I'm just like a little bit too stuck on something, I'm like, all right,
I gotta YouTube it. You know,
there was no way to do that.
No, you had.
You could go on your Xbox, like, what is it, the dashboard?
Yeah,
that was the dash. Yeah, go to the dashboard, go to YouTube, type it in with your controller, and then you could look it up.
Yeah.
But you didn't have no. I mean, other people probably had phones. I didn't have one.
I didn't have one until I was 14, 15, around that age.
Yeah, I didn't have one till you start high school in 14.
14 is ninth grade. Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't have one till 14. There wasn't none of that.
Yeah, like this was a year or two before that for us, because I can't. It was the golden age, because like we talked about with like Lego games, whenever you get stuck in I always had to do this. I could not do this because I didn't grow up with internet. We didn't have internet in my house, so we had a laptop, but you could play games. We used to have a desktop computer because I was really young, playing on a Hitman 2, OG Hitman 2 on a desktop computer at my house, trying to do whatever, you know, and kill this certain guy or whatever. And then we had a laptop, and I remember playing Minecraft when it first came out. Flat world, one village. You couldn't hardly do anything because it's not the way it is now.
Yeah.
Like, it's really a lot now. Like,
no armor, no food bar. You
No.
just had your hearts.
There
you didn't even
was-
have as many hearts as you do now.
there was only villagers, sheep, cows. There weren't horses yet. I don't think horses were a thing at the beginning because you couldn't ride
they
them.
weren't.
You could walk, and then at night there were zombies, creepers. I think spiders were a thing, and Endermen, and those were the only villains, and that was it. And there was no story, I don't think, yet. There wasn't. The Ender Dragon in the end was not a thing. The Nether was not a thing yet. And then later on they added everything else like it is now with mountains and the Nether and all this kind of stuff, you know. But I remember it was that day and age of where, like, it's like back with the Lego games, finding the mini kits, the little white.
Yes.
I don't even know how to describe them. They're white. They're like a cylindrical thing, and they have the little red and green dot on them. They're still in these games today, and you have to find them because you could get. That's what you can complete if you're a completionist of the game. You need those, like, for every level. Back in the day, you had to just find them, and I spent Like, it would be like, play the mission just for the story, find any I could see, and then I'd have to go back, play it again, and be like, okay, I don't care about following you. I've got to go over here on this building and look and see where it all is. And that was in every Lego game. I have not played every one of them because they've made so many.
Yeah.
They made Lego Lord of the Rings.
Which is apparently one of the best Lego games ever.
Yeah. They made Lego Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. They've made
Lego Batman.
the Lego Movie.
Which are not very good games.
No. And then, of course, they've made all the Lego Marvel games.
Yes.
Which those, I really like
Lego
those.
DC.
Yeah. And then, of course, Lego Star Wars, which is, of course, in like the forefront of them. You
OG.
know, one of my favorite before the one that just came out was Lego Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Yes.
That one was so good.
But they only did the first couple seasons, and
Yeah.
I wish there was more because it gets really good at the last seasons are amazing.
Yeah.
But no, it is so fun. You can jump between your ship and a separatist ship.
Oh yeah, and then like you could do actually multiplayer battles in 1v1, and you could have like a little army of droids or clones.
Which a lot of people did not enjoy.
I didn't. It didn't have a lot, but it was fun just to play with like a friend or somebody on the couch or whatever, just to do something. But I really enjoyed it, and from what I've heard, with like the newest game being Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, which is episodes 1 through 9, if you pre-order, you can get the Trooper Pack, like all that, and then if you get the Deluxe Edition or anything else, I did too. You can get all the extra packs. Like you start out with the extra pack of being Season 1 Mandalorian characters, and you get I think there's something else that I don't remember. But later, you get Solo: A Star Wars Story, the characters from it. So young Han Solo and all that. That's coming later. There's updates coming to where it's Rogue One, Season 2 of The Mandalorian. I want to say they're putting Book of Boba Fett characters in there too. And then something else. But I said, if they really want us to keep playing this game, update it with more story. I said, put in the Clone Wars in between 2 and 3. Yes. Put in The Mandalorian. I can play it, you know. Put in Season 1 and 2, and Book of Boba Fett all in there.
Like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Like what they're doing, they're milking every bit of it. They need to do that.
Yeah, just do that with this. And I don't think there's any online multiplayer aspect of this. There's not. And like you can play it 2-player local, you know, but you cannot play it online. Which that would be something if there was a way to play, like get a group of 4 or more or whatever online. I've been playing it on the PS5 with the graphics, and it's literally like a Lego game in the Unreal Engine is what it looks like, because it's just so good. And like of course, you haven't started it yet. No. I just got done with The Force Awakens Episode 7. Unfortunately, I am in the sequel trilogy currently. Which is, I can finish the next 2 today, but God, like, it's The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker is all I have left. And I can say without a doubt, the sequel trilogy so far, playing it is boring. Like, they really somehow got it exactly like the movies, just not wanting to do it and being like, and then it's so connected with the movies that I'm like, I remember this and I still remember not enjoying it, you know, watching it, so I'm having to go through this in a Lego form, but I'm just trying to do it to get it done and get the missions done. But what a cool thing is that I'll let you know is that with like studs times 2 times 4, you unlock those. They're not cheats technically. You have to get these little collectibles, and you have to get enough money to buy it.
Yeah. And
I currently have 2, 4, 6, 8. I only need 10 left. But like times 2 cost $1 million. So you got to get there. And then the next one's so much. Well, times 10 is $384 million is how much it costs. Well, right now I got times 384, I think, is what it is, with 2, 4, 6, 8 all put together. And like that's when you walk in a level. As soon as you get one coin, it's like, oh, true Jedi, and you have like 1 million coins already or whatever, you know. But like doing those space missions, I remember the old Lego games. The best ones to always get enough money was always the space missions. Yes. Doing the first Death Star mission at the end of Episode 4, and the second one against Death Star 2, going inside it with Lando at the end of Episode 6. It's so good. And then I remember doing the first mission on Episode 3 when you're flying to Grievous's ship. That one was a good money mission. And stuff like that. And then the other one, like the current one in this game, if you want money, it's the mission where young Anakin is fighting the Federation ship above Naboo. Is the best mission to always get. You can just farm it for money, just constantly. But it's really good. I've enjoyed it, and I think I'm gonna 100% it. I think I'm gonna do it. It's just that good. But you gotta try it. It's so good.
I gotta make sure it's downloaded.
Yeah, it's not that big, honestly. Like, cause what console you got it on?
S. It's your Xbox S.
Okay. For me on the PS5, I think it was only anywhere between 40 to 50. So not that long, honestly. You know, it's not like a Call of Duty where it's 150 gigs or whatever. You know. So speaking of Star Wars and space, and just space in general, more with time, you know, because this actually considers space. I wanted to talk to you about just in general daylight savings time. I don't understand it. I don't know why we do it. Apparently, it's for like farmers or something.
Yeah.
With like pushing back an hour and going an hour ahead. Okay, there is some different articles that say that it's not likely and it is likely that daylight savings time will be permanent and will not be permanent, you know. What happens if we don't do it? What happens if we don't fall back or spring forward anymore? What do you think?
I think I'm not totally sure the exact reason we did it. I think it had something to do with either it was like widespread electricity for like farmers and stuff, or it was to save electricity. They did that to like they were trying to conserve either resources, electricity, something like that. At this point in time, we have enough to be fine. Like, we're not going to run out of electricity. We're not going to run out of, you know, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
I think if they do, you know, stop it from, you know, losing an hour, gaining an hour, I don't think we'll have any problems. But I mean, the Congress, I don't know if it was the House or the Senate. I want to say it was the Senate that voted unanimously to
stop observing it.
Yes. Which, that's kind of wild that all the Democrats and Republicans can agree on that.
Yeah, true.
Like, I'm wondering what else is there that they can agree on. Like,
true.
Maybe they can agree that Applebee's sucks.
Get rid of unanimously vote that Applebee's should leave.
Exactly. Yeah, we should be good. It's an archaic thing, you know.
Yeah. This says that, like, because I looked at it before and said, because when it happened, we sprung forward like a couple weeks ago. And I was wondering this because I was like, why do we do it? Because, like you said, and I just Googled it, that it was to have longer sunlight. Because I've always heard it was for farmers, but it was the energy and sunlight thing that way. Because back in those days, you know, before electricity and even in the beginnings of electricity, everybody would turn everything off at night because you couldn't run it that long.
Yeah.
But I mean, nowadays, people will run their AC and leave a light on or a fan on literally all day for a couple days, you know. But this says that if we were to not spring forward, like if we sprung forward and we just stopped right now, we didn't fall back. Something said that the nights would stay, the sun would stay out later, and it would stay dark really early. Mm-hmm. And like it said, like it would stay dark and the sun would rise at like 8 in the morning, and it would stay sunlight until like 9 at night or something like that.
Yeah.
Because of us not moving back or anything. And also, some countries don't do it. Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. I was like, is this like a world thing?
A lot of
and then,
countries
like,
don't.
Like the main ones that I looked at were like India and China. They don't do it.
Russia
at all.
doesn't.
So it's like,
well, China, they've got really weird. It's the same time across the entire country in China. They don't have time zones.
how does that work?
China's massive.
It is massive, but how does that work?
Just as you think it would work, it doesn't. It's the same time as far west in China as it is as far east.
Well, that's
in
like
China.
the idea of like
It's nighttime and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's in the morning and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
that'd be like us having the same time. Mm-hmm. Like if California and New York had the same time zone,
Yes.
if it was 2 a.m. there and it's 2 a.m. there, in actuality it should be later and earlier in other places.
Yep.
But like how that doesn't that just can't work. Like you can get rid of daylight savings times and all that, but you can't get rid of time zones
Mm-hmm.
because you can't get rid of time zones because then you can't work a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 3 or whatever. Because 8 to 3 for here is different for over there, But
it's very strange.
yeah, the U.S. Senate voted unanimously to make daylight savings time permanent starting in next year in 2023.
Wicked.
Getting rid of the biannual ritual of Americans changing their clocks back and forth by an hour.
I don't mind.
I don't mind either because I lose sleep every time we spring forward, and then even when I fall back, I still feel like I'm losing.
It's annoying. It really is.
Because I know it happens at 2 in the morning, but I'm not staying up just to move a clock back. I mean, my phone does it by itself. This is my alarm clock, so. But I just, it's always an interesting thing because of time in general. It's just really interesting, and I don't understand it sometimes. But that's just me, I guess, because it's a weird phenomenon. Like the thing with Mars. I've talked about this before. Whenever Elon Musk decides we go to Mars and we make a colony, time is different on here than it is on Mars.
Yeah.
I looked it up last night.
Relative to the sun.
It's a year on Mars for one full rotation is about 697 days.
Yep.
And it's 365 for us. So
That's why they call it a soul
yeah.
instead of a day.
Yeah. Okay. It would be weird. Mm-hmm. You would be older on Earth than you are on Mars. Because the Earth goes around the sun faster than it does with Mars.
But you would probably age it by souls instead of aging it by days because it'd be hard to keep up with both of them.
Oh, okay.
I think it would be more so if you were born on Mars that it'd be easy to keep up if you were born on Mars because that's all you've ever known.
Yeah.
But then you got to keep up with Earth age and Mars age. That's kind of weird.
But because it's like you would still age the same. You wouldn't age any quicker or faster.
Yeah.
You personally, your body is still aging the same. It's just relatively to everyone else.
Yes.
Once you are a year old on Mars, you technically are almost 2 years old on Earth. Mm-hmm. So you would still be the size and age and maturity of a 2-year-old, but you're only 1 year old. So that means you have to cut your age almost in half on Earth, and that's how old you are on Mars.
Yeah, dude, you're dying at 40.
I know. Like, that's true. And then, like, you would die at, like, 2 on Pluto or whatever, way out there, because it's thousands. It takes forever for that. I'm pretty sure that planet hasn't been around the sun in a long time.
Yes.
I
think it takes hundreds of years for it to go around.
Because it's so out there, and it's so slow to move. Let's see, how long does it take Pluto to...
You want to give it a guess before you look it up?
Around the sun. How many days you think? How many
days? I want to say years.
Okay, how long do you think it takes?
I want to say 246 years.
Good Lord. Wow.
What?
248.
Really?
Yeah. 248 Earth years.
Now, I'll tell you, I had no clue we were talking about this today. So,
Yeah.
that's very fun.
Pluto takes 248 Earth years to make one revolution around the sun. Like, could be the oldest person on the world, on Earth, and double it, and that's how long it takes Pluto to go around. Like, literally, the last time Pluto actually went around the sun was when Columbus discovered America.
I'm wondering what...
It was 1774, was 248 years from now. That's how long ago. If it finished its revolution today, literally, Columbus had not gone yet. Because that was in 76, right?
14.
No, well, who was in 1776? Was that the Pilgrims?
American Revolution.
True. Yeah. So 2 years.
1492, Columbus sailed the ocean.
That was like a million years ago. So 2 years before the revolution
It
happened.
might have been 1462. I don't know.
True.
But yes, it's been since America.
Literally, yeah. Like, this thing has not went around since.
But I'm
We
wondering
weren't a
what
country.
point they've decided is around.
George Washington was still alive in that point in time. Like, literally. Like, when was what started? What
Like,
point
what
started
starts
its
the road to-
revolution?
yeah.
How can I look that up? You'd have to point, like, what day does Pluto's
What is
year,
the start of Pluto's revolution?
when is some quality? It takes the dwarf planet 248.09 Earth years to complete one orbit around the sun. Put it all on timeanddate.com, which is a calendar or a calculator that'll let you do it. Pluto will complete its first full orbit since its discovery on Monday, March 23rd, 2178. So 2178
Let's hope I make it.
minus 248 would have been 1930 was when it was first discovered as a planet. So therefore, that was before her.
Before you were born.
Well, yeah, before I was born. That was before World War One, wasn't it? It was World War One in the 1911s, 20s, in that area.
Yeah, 1914, 1918.
Okay, so 1930 was like, what was happening around that time? Was that
Great Depression.
Depression was in between them? Yeah, that was true. Well, World War II had not happened yet, so
39 is
Hitler
World
was
War
still
II.
alive at that point. So
He might have been the leader of the Nazi Party at that point.
true,
Already.
because that was 9 years before, or 8 years, a couple years before anything really started picking up. Whenever he was like, "Hey, we're gonna start doing stuff." So, but good Lord, like, I know you can't live on Pluto. Is Pluto or Neptune? Which one's the one that rains diamonds?
Neptune.
That's Neptune.
Or maybe Uranus.
I mean, it might. I think it is
No one
Uranus,
knows.
honestly. I just looked
No one's
up. I
ever-
just looked up Uranus diamonds.
No one's ever seen Uranus's diamonds. So,
Okay, so it's a high-pressure experiment. Suggests large amounts of diamonds are formed from methane on the ice giant planets Uranus and Neptune. Diamonds are found in stars and may have been the first mineral ever to have formed. So literally, diamond is the only mineral that forms in a star, apparently. So that's interesting. All that kind of stuff. Like, if we were able to go out there and, like, mine that stuff, we could literally have an unlimited supply of diamonds.
but then the price of diamonds would go down,
And then we could have...
and then they're worthless.
True, but then we could have everything diamond armor.
Exactly.
You know,
we
you
could
can-
all wear diamond armor.
Yeah, we can literally have, like, if America found it, they would definitely make some type of, like, bulletproof vest with diamonds in it.
Yeah.
So it's like that right there is itself entertaining and all that kind of stuff. So, speaking of entertaining, get into some entertainment stuff. There's a little bit of news. talking about Star Wars The Kenobi Show over on Disney Plus. Was going to premiere on May 25th, moved back to May 27th. It will be releasing an episode every Friday after that because Marvel is Wednesdays. So the Kenobi premiere was moved back to May 27th, 2 days back after the original time. But we will be getting the first 2 episodes on the same day.
Which is dangerous because I'm going to want more.
True, because I know dang well probably at the end of episode 2, they're probably going to end up having like I'm definitely sure at the end of one of the episodes, they're going to have a face-off between Vader and Kenobi, and then like they're like, and then the next week we got to wait for the actual battle,
Think
because
it'll come that soon?
I don't know how many episodes there are. It's a limited series, so it's only one season.
Huh. That's unfortunate.
I think that's what they said. It could be another one because I think they ended this season leading up to episode 4 with old Ben. I think it's anywhere between 6 to 10 episodes or so. I don't know. I think each episode is an hour long. But he's got to fight the Inquisitors. And then at some point, we will be getting the rematch of the century, which is Kenobi versus Vader, which would solidify their trilogy of fights, with the third being the worst, with Kenobi and him just touching tips of lightsabers, and then he slashed Kenobi and he just turned into a robe. The first one, of course, being one of the best, if not the best, sword fight ever in cinema history. The longest sword fight in cinema history being Obi-Wan against Anakin at the end of episode 3, which is literally like an hour of the movie, I'm pretty sure, because that movie is so well done. Yeah, because at the same time was when Yoda and the Emperor were fighting too, over at the Senate building. And sometimes I forget that, because Obi-Wan and Anakin's just so good. And we're getting Ewan McGregor back as Kenobi. Hayden Christensen is under the mask as Vader. Apparently we'll see Clone Wars flashbacks in live action. And I think we will see Hayden Christensen's Vader unmasked in the water tube, where he's got all the tubes connected to him and all the water, with just having like half an arm and literally nothing else. He's just body, head, and half an arm, because the other arm was cut off and his legs were cut off. And then he's got the robotic hand from episode 2 that was cut off by Dooku. So he's literally already has that robotic arm. So it's like he's more cyborg than human anyway. But I think we'll get to see that. I don't know if he's doing the voice of Vader in the mask.
It's probably going to be James Earl Jones.
Probably, to get OG.
You can't switch it up now.
No, to get OG Vader voice, but with Hayden Christensen's body is in the suit. Like, that itself is going to be something. The Inquisitors are there.
Which the Grand Inquisitor, kind of, I'm disappointed in.
With the look of him? Yeah. He needs more lines on his forehead to be the Grand Inquisitor. Like he looked in the Rebels show, But I didn't know he's the same type of person that in episode 3 when they went to the planet Grievous was on. That's the people that Kenobi talked to. I did not know. I forgot that that's the same race that he is. But
he was actually a Jedi.
Yeah,
way back in the day.
Because in that Rebels show, he was like a Dooku type situation where he was a Jedi. He was good at first and turned evil.
Well, I forget what exactly it was, but they wouldn't let him. That he tried to go to the library and read some stuff, and what's the lady's name? The old grumpy
librarian.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
She
her name,
wouldn't let him,
her.
And he was like, "Well, why not?" And you're not ready. That pissed him off, and then and he turned dark.
Because once he ended up gotten killed or whatever, because he wasn't really killed, but like whenever Kanan in that show, he saw him, but he had a yellow but Darth Maul lightsaber because he was like a guard or something now. But this takes place before that. There's going to be other characters that we might end up seeing. Like, we might end up seeing a live-action version of some of the Rebels characters. Ahsoka is still alive at this point, so we'll see. We might see her. Maybe Well, we'll see. They said we'll see flashbacks, so we might see Clone Wars flashback of Anakin, Kenobi, Cody, and Rex all together, and maybe like a younger version of Ahsoka at the time during the Clone Wars. We're gonna get them in the outfits, the same outfits they wore in the Clone Wars. We're seeing that live action with the actual actors. Still getting Boba Fett as all the clones because he's literally everybody. Yeah, like I don't know what to expect from it. It's gonna be good.
Yeah,
I know it is. We got Kenobi watching over young Luke because he was there, which is also a little weird to say that in the same show we're having Kenobi, Anakin, and Luke all in the same show. So that's going to be something, but oh yeah,
it's going to be good.
It's going to be so good. But with Disney in mind, switching to the Marvel stuff, Moon Knight premiered last week with its first episode. I watched the first episode. I have not seen this week's second episode. Yeah. You haven't seen.
I didn't realize it came out.
You forgot. I forgot episode 2. I forgot the other day was Wednesday. And I forgot about it until I saw something about it last night, and I was like, oh, I need to watch that. Yeah. So I'll probably watch it today, this evening. The first episode was good. I ain't going to spoil nothing. I mean, there's really nothing to spoil about. It's all new and stuff, with Oscar Isaac and everything. Yeah. I really like how it's done. It's very well done because of how him and Moon Knight are connected. And you'll learn that and all that. And Ethan Hawke plays the villain with his long hair and weirdo vibes, because he's like a cult leader type aspect of the character that he is. I don't know what his name is yet. I'll learn that later. And then all the Moon Knight stuff will come soon. And it's good. The first episode was good. It was real good. And it's like a lot. It makes you think because of the problems that this guy's having. So just leave it at that, But still with Marvel, Morbius, the Sony Marvel movie, came out in a week or two ago. I haven't reviewed it yet, but you have not seen it either.
I've heard it's not the best.
It was... I thought it was good somewhat. I would give it like anywhere between a 6 or 7 out of 10. Because the story is okay. The fight scenes are really the only good thing about it, but they're very heavily CGI'd. And you can tell that because of certain things, Because of him being Morbius, he is CGI'd to have the teeth and the mouth and all this kind of stuff that he has to do and the claws and all that. But you can tell that it's just not real.
Yeah.
By the way it looks, But it's also short. It's an hour 45 minutes. It's like a real quick movie to watch, like at the house or something, The only best part, and I won't tell you the exacts, but the best part is the last 2 minutes of the movie. It's literally, there's no end credit scene. There's 2 in the middle.
Okay.
So it's like at the end of the movie, it ended, and then it did it played some of the credits, with the different flashing screens. And then it played a scene, and then after that, it did some more of that and said Morbius, and then it played another one, and then that was it.
Was that the scene with the character that we've already seen before?
Depends on if you want me to say yes or no.
I mean, just be honest. The character that we've seen in a movie.
In another Marvel movie?
In another Marvel movie, yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
You can YouTube it right now, honestly.
No. I think I've already seen it.
You probably have.
Yeah. Where he's like, you want to be friends?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
They really messed up on this movie as well because this certain character was in the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
This certain character didn't show up until the mid-credit scene.
Oh.
I was waiting an hour and 45 minutes.
That's weird.
For this to happen. literally you wait for this certain character to see him for only about 30 seconds.
Yeah, Sony be
Sony does the only time they
none
can.
of their movies are any good.
The only decent ones were just Venom.
But they're even at that, they're not even that well rated. They're just
Also, what I heard with the certain character with the mid-credit scenes is that Kevin Feige had no part of it. I don't think Kevin Feige likes Sony.
probably not.
Because I think he is really pushing for Disney to buy Sony, which is going to be nuts whenever that happens. Because then it's the thought of that, oh, Disney now owns PlayStation, and then they would do that, But it's all right, It's a nice movie to watch at the house. I wouldn't. If you want to spend the money to see it theater, you can. But if you don't want to spend the money, don't. Yeah, it's one of those movies that it's not. You can see how it's connected to the rest of it at the end, but you can Google and YouTube that and just watch the rest of the movie later. But I don't think it's worth $8 to $9 at a movie theater right now. Okay. But what is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is literally the next Marvel movie releasing Thursday, May 5th.
Around the corner.
We are less than a month away from this movie.
Yes.
Apparently, well, I know for a fact, we have not got a Thor Love and Thunder trailer, and this movie comes out in 2 months. 3 months.
I'm wondering if that'll be a post-credit.
I'm thinking
similar to the what was the one that was
Spider-Man No Way Home
and
was for Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Well, it's because the thing, it makes sense for it because that was in December. This movie comes out in May.
Yeah.
If this movie comes out in May and it's producing the first ever trailer for a movie in July, they're already doing press for Thor Love and Thunder, and there's no trailer. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what about this movie. And apparently, I was on the phone with multi-time guest again, Jaron, yesterday. He said that the trailer is apparently very heavily rumored to release this coming Monday, which is also Jaron's birthday. He said that's the best birthday gift that he would get is the Thor Love and Thunder trailer if they release it Monday.
Hey, I hope so.
It's going to... I honestly do think something in Doctor Strange is probably going to affect it.
Yeah.
But Thor Love and Thunder has now broken the record with the least amount of time in between a trailer and the movie. That Spider-Man No Way Home had that problem where I think they should just never put one out.
Yeah.
Like with Spider-Man No Way Home, I talked about that. I said, what if they just never release a trailer?
They should give up on doing trailers.
I don't think they have to.
No, I mean they are so well established at this point. People just get excited for characters that they've already seen. They get excited for,
like with Thor, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, all that. And Doctor Strange was just in the last movie.
Yeah,
and we already know what happened at the end of it, and we've seen the trailer for it. So with like with Spider-Man No Way Home, it was so rumored that Andrew and Toby were going to show up and all that. Spider-Man was trending on Twitter for like a week, and the trailer wasn't even out. Yeah. He was just trending because he's Spider-Man. and of course, which Spider-Man is, of course, like they said, he's one of the top 3 most famous superheroes of all time. It's Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man are the top 3 of all time. So, and that goes to show you that he's Spider-Man. Everybody knows Spider-Man.
Exactly.
But I think that's what they should do from now on, is if they don't do a trailer at all, or do the trailer as the post-credit scene. Yeah. Because that saves them having to do a scene or worry about just a random funny scene that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Do the mid-credit that sets up the next movie or the next thing, and then the end credit is the next Thor trailer, and then the movie after that in November is the next Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
Which is Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So... Which, God, that movie's going to be sad. So I already know. It's going to be such a sad movie because of... They're not going to replace... From what I heard is that they weren't going to replace the actor for Black Panther.
They'll
so apparently...
Black Panther himself.
They're going to kill T'Challa off.
Yeah.
They're going to have to. They're going to have to do something. And they said they're not going to CGI him because that would do... disrespect to him and his family. I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, honestly, I think like there's a lot of people saying Shuri will be the next Black Panther.
Likely, I think so.
Somebody said that you could go into the multiverse and try to find a good version of Killmonger to be the next Black Panther. That way you can have Michael B. Jordan as that character. I don't know if there's actually a good version according to What If,
Yeah.
He might show up in that movie, but I know he's forever fighting Arnim Zola in the little ball, Apparently, with Doctor Strange, from what I've heard, of course, because I don't think we've talked since the trailer came out, the newer one with Professor X's voice in it.
Yeah.
With the Illuminati. Apparently composing of like Captain Carter, Professor X, Black Bolt will be in it. I don't know if Mr. Fantastic is a part of it.
It's supposed to be, I think so.
I think so. It's not, but from what I heard, it's either going to be like John Krasinski, Mr. Fantastic, or Mr. Fantastic from the OG old movies, like the Silver Surfer movie.
Yeah.
That Mr. Fantastic, maybe.
I hope it's John Krasinski.
It's got to be. It's got to be John. Him and Emily Blunt's got to be Mr. Fantastic and Miss Invisible, like. And you can get Chris Evans as the Human Torch again. He's not doing anything. But, and so many people Zac Efron is Human Torch. And then I think they could get the OG Thing guy, because he had a good voice.
He was a good thing.
Somebody said that get John Cena as the voice of the Thing, because he's really good. I mean, he's really good at Peacemaker, so. Yeah. But Doctor Strange.
I'm excited for it.
I can't really
It's gonna be a horror movie.
That
horror thriller.
Yeah, I know it's gonna have some jump scares probably in there, but I mean it can't be. I mean it's PG-13 for one thing. You can't have a good horror movie that's not rated R. You know what I'm saying? You have to have, but it's also a Marvel movie. Sam Raimi is directing it, which is amazing. There's so many rumors of who we might see. Some people think that Tobey and Andrew Spider-Man might show up again in this movie, or have them at the beginning as what was in No Way Home starts this with the purple crack in the sky and all that. Yeah. Doctor Strange, you gotta fix it. It's rumored, and there's 4 different Doctor Stranges in this movie. There's Doctor Strange, Supreme. Defender, Supreme, and Zombie.
Yeah.
So they're going to open up the multiverse from the What If show and bring it into the live action. Yeah. Apparently Into the Spider-Verse might be a part of it as well. There is animated stuff in the background of the trailer. There's an animated cone. So they might have an animated Miles Morales in the real world, Because that's cool. Another movie coming out this year is Into the Spider-Verse 2 Part 1.
There's a lot of exciting stuff.
It's a lot of stuff that makes you think about, because a lot of people think that's how we're going to get Deadpool and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. That instead of stretching them out, let's just bring them all in one movie. We already got this movie that's breaking apart, and apparently, either at some point or later on, what I heard is that the way that you might think that Doctor Strange, a rumor that Doctor Strange could beat WandaVision, or not WandaVision, just Wanda, would be put her in that golf ball. Was just to shrink it down and put her inside of that. But she might be power enough to break out of it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the only person who was put in there was Supreme Strange from What If. But is Supreme Strange and Wanda, is one stronger than the other? Like that Supreme Doctor Strange might be the only one who can really fight Wanda because of how powerful she is now, reading the Darkhold book and all that. And then different realities of them talking, but they're actually in the darker place and not in that orchard or whatever, I don't know. It's a lot to think about and a lot to go over, but we just got to wait and see. It's literally 4 weeks from this week is when it comes out. So really exciting stuff, and just hoping that it's actually good, because I know it will be, honestly.
Yeah.
So, well, with all that, is there anything you'd like to add and say?
I don't think so. I appreciate you having me on again.
Yeah.
We'll have to do another one after the new Doctor Strange comes out.
Yeah.
Discuss that.
Around the time you can be back on might end up being towards the end of July, the end of June, beginning of July. So you might actually could be after Doctor Strange and the Thor movie.
That'll work.
So we'll get to and finishing up Moon Knight, and I think Miss Marvel premieres around that time too.
Kenobi will be done with.
True, and just anything else, and then more stuff will be announced because Disney will have another convention expo thing around that time as well. So, John, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
As always, please rate and subscribe. And if you're listening on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. And click that bell to get notified when new videos are uploaded. And make sure you follow the Toddcast only on Instagram at @the_Toddcast_ for all your Toddcast social media needs. Make sure you tell your friends and your family or anybody really to give it a listen. And thank all of you for listening to this episode. And if you want to know what's going to happen next week, well, I guess you're just going to have to tune in to find out. Only on the Toddcast.